everyone. Hello. Happy February 16th for you guys. By the time this video gets out to you, it will actually be either February 16th or February 17th, and just coming off of Valentine's Day weekend. So happy post-Valentine's Day to everyone. I am Abalori, founder of 1720 Finance, and here we talk about all things finance, budgeting, getting out of debt-free journey, the FIRE journey. And I want to welcome everyone to another video update. And this is a video update that I am proud to be making for you guys. It has been quite some time, quite the journey, quite it's just been a journey. It's been an evolution. It has been lots of learning, lots of taking a step back, reanalyzing, re-strategizing, lots of times where there was doubt, frustration, hesitation, didn't know if this was going to work, putting my faith in God and just trying to let Him work His magic to help me get through probably the longest phase of my debt-free journey. And so today I'm coming to you with a video ending. It's very bittersweet. I am happy. I am elated. I am all those things because I have finally finished my debt-free journey of phase 1. I started this journey back in June of 2024, right after going through a separation and divorce, and basically, in short, was left holding a lot of minuscule debts that just there weren't large debts, but just small little debts that equaled up to an enormous amount, gigantic amount of money that I just, wasn't prepared for. But I got prepared. I dug in deep. I did the work. And now I am here today with you guys to go over my completion and close out of my phase 1 of my debt-free journey. And you guys, I am excited. I am elated. If I could jump up and down while I'm doing this video, it's just a happy occasion to know that I am done with this part of my debt-free journey. My journey, okay, so for you guys who don't know, I have decided to set up my journey in phases. I basically took all of my debts and I categorized them according to where I thought that they would fall. And so it is about, 3, 4, I have 5 phases of my debt-free journey. And so it's not a lot of debt, but again, the amounts can be, a little much, but it's definitely, I'm just enjoying the process. I'm enjoying seeing the fruits of my labor. And again, it is something that I definitely hope by the end of 2025, no later than mid 2026, I will be definitely as debt-free as I can be. And for those, everyone has their own definition of debt freedom. For me, at the end of all of this, the only thing I will have left is my mortgage, my student loan, and possibly the last of my car payment. But however, I'm trying to lump all of that into getting that paid off this year. So truthfully, for me, debt-free is just going to be figuring out what's going to be happening with these student loans. And then on top of that, paying more on my mortgage that I currently have. And so again, I am happy today to be coming to you all with a major budget closeout. So as I stated, I started this journey back in June of 2024. I gathered up all my debts, everything that I needed to pay, that had to be paid, and I categorized them into what was most important at the time for me, what I needed to pay off, what needed to be done like ASAP, because the more I waited, the more it kind of accumulated. And so I did not want this to keep happening. And so Again, structurally, I put everything out in phases. And as you guys can see here, I'm specifically going to be talking about phase 1 and maybe touching on a little of phases 2 and 3, but more so we're going to be talking about phase 1. So I made a video a couple months ago, just going over my debt-free journey and how it started with some car issues. So here in the state of Virginia, we have to pay property taxes on our cars every year. I'm originally from Baltimore, Maryland, and so we do not have car tax. We do not have to pay a yearly tax fee on our cars. Once you buy your car, the tax is paid right then and there, and that's it. You don't have a yearly tax fee. Well, in the state of Virginia, there is a yearly tax fee that you have to pay for any properties that you own. And for me, the properties that I own, of course, is my house, and I now have 2 cars. Those are considered my property tax. And so at the beginning of June, when I was going through my separation, again, I gathered up all of the debts that was coming in. Some of these debts that were left over from my ex, pretty much a lot of it were left over from my ex in combination with some tolls that my son had got, a couple of tickets. And so I laid this out in a video a couple months ago where I specifically went over each and every one. And so when I started this, it was back in June of 2024. What I tried to do was I tried to gather up all of the debt that I had that pertained to the cars that we had. If you aren't aware, I helped my ex-husband get a van that he pretty much left me stuck with paying the taxes on. The last of the car payment, unfortunately, the car was given back to the bank, and so of course, I took a hit on my credit. He doesn't care about his credit, doesn't worry about his credit, but however, he knows how important my credit was to me. And so I had to work out something with the creditor. Even though they took the vehicle back, I needed to work out something where it would show at least that it had been paid or there was some type of debt settlement so that it wouldn't necessarily have a negative effect on my credit. So I reached out to Capital One, made up a payment arrangement to pay off like $1,200 or something like that of what was left on the van. The van, I think, only had maybe $2,200 left on it, maybe like $2,200 total left on it. We settled on an amount. And I went on ahead and said, okay, if you guys settle this for me, then, that will be the end of it. And so I'm going to scroll over real quick. As you can see, this is what started out. It actually was $3,093 was the total. But however, with them taking away the fees and all that other stuff, it actually took it down to, they gave me a lot of credit and it took it down to like I said, 12 or 1,300. I need to go back and check, but I think it was like 12 or 1,300. And I need to update this from where it started to where it actually is now. And so from the 1,200 and me making payments, it is now down to $925.53. But we'll discuss that in another day and time. But however, that's part of the phase 1 journey. But I decided to take that out of the phase 1 journey and just go ahead and put that in a category, lumping that in with my other car payment. And so that is fine. But however, it still is it was a part of the debt-free journey. I just decided within the last week or two to put it in the category of just like paying a car payment, even though it's really not a car payment. So as we go in and look, phase 1 was property taxes, tolls, and tickets. And as you can see, they amounted up. Now, here in the state of Virginia, if you don't, and I'm sure it's probably like this in other states, if you don't pay your tolls, they kind of start adding in late fees, a percentage of a late fee, total balance late fee, a bunch of unnecessary fees to make you wind up paying more than what you actually owe. So a $7 toll, if you don't pay it within that month, by the time they tack on fees and everything, the next statement that you get the following month, that $7 toll may now be birthed into a $30 toll. That's how bad those the percentage, the late fees, they really tack on. So by the time you get the bill, analyze it, see where you are, the next bill is coming in, and the next bill has just like quadrupled what you originally should have paid. And so it started out as tolls. And so my son had an Easy Pass. His dad gave him an Easy Pass. He did not understand the value of an Easy Pass. He just kept going through the Easy Pass lane even when there was no money on the Easy Pass. And so consequently, instead of it taking the money off the Easy Pass and giving us that monetary break, it was charging us the regular fee going by your plate. And so it just kept adding up. And he plays ball, and he goes from one end of the state to the other, one end of the city to the other. So he's always going through the tolls. So finally, when I realized that it was like all these tolls coming in, I finally told him to like, hey, stop, hold, no more going through the tolls, because every month I'm getting hit with tolls, new tolls, old tolls. It was just a lot of things. And so I had to go in, and as you can see, the tolls were pretty significant. And as we go over the tolls, the first toll, $53.58. And again, late fees, probably just accumulation of other tolls. Again, he going through the tolls again, $83.27. Now, mind you, these were different tolls at one point in time, and it's just crazy. And so again, going through the South Jordan Bridge, $191.50. And then going through the last of the biggest of the tolls, was Drive ERT, $740.36. And again, you guys, this was a combination of all of the tolls that he went. We have like 3 or 4 types of tolls here. And so depending upon which toll bridge you go through, it's going to be a different price. And so that's why they're different. It's a different amount. And so what I was trying to do in the beginning was look at each toll and pay them separately as I saw them. When I log into account, it'll tell you this toll is this much, this toll is this much, this toll is this much, and you can kind of pay them individually. And then I guess you can pay them all together. So you just pick the ones that you need to pay. And so at the time, that's what I was doing when I started the journey. I was starting from the smallest toll to the biggest toll. Now, keep in mind, the tolls that I weren't paying were carrying it over into the next month. And so that was another fee. So it was sporadically just adding up. Even though I was paying them off, they were still adding up for the ones that I didn't pay. So got that finally squared away. As we move on down, I have property tax. So property tax, again, sewer tax for living, just sewer tax, period. Then my ex had his van was in Virginia Beach. So that's where the property tax came from, that. And again, Chesapeake property tax. These are just accumulation of property taxes that needed to be paid on the properties that we had together. And so again, astronomical. It wasn't a really huge amount, but when you add them up individually, it can total up. And so finally, the Honda that I had to pay taxes for 23 and 24. And so I paid those taxes, and that was $333.28, and then followed by $502.03. And again, if you don't pay the taxes, there are fees associated with these property taxes that kind of tack on over time. At the end of this phase, you guys, I have paid out a total of $3,001.44 in just tolls and taxes. And taxes is all of the taxes. It's because here it doesn't make sense for me to separate any of the property taxes because they're still taxes no matter what. So I just lumped it all together with property taxes, tolls, and tickets. And this is the final total. This is the total after everything has been completely paid off. $3,001.44. I am so elated to have completed this phase. I completed this phase just 6 days ago on February 10th, and I find relief. I can breathe. I can really see light at the end of the tunnel. I know where the journey is going. And it's nothing but the grace of God that has pulled me through this particular journey. And again, I am elated. I am happy to have gotten through this. And to some people, this may, this is maybe small compared to what other people have to pay. But I feel like for me, it is a weight that has been lifted. I did this specifically pretty much all on my own. No additional help. This was me working overtime, working undertime, picking up extra shifts, just kind of being smart with my money, maneuvering it in a different way so that by the time I had a goal that by the end of this year, because I knew that around Christmas time, I was not going to be able to finish phase 1. And I said to myself, my goal is to be out of phase 1 by February, no later than February. And you guys, I did it. I did it on February 10th. And it literally has taken me 8 months to do this. 8 months, you guys. And the reason why it has taken me so long is because, again, I am a single mother. So on top of me paying debts, I still have to maintain, my household. I still have to maintain, I have a kid in college. I have my younger brother who goes to school. So I still have to be a mom at the end of the day. I still have to grocery shop. I still have to make sure that they have what they need. I still have to be a mom in addition to paying off this debt. And you guys, I can breathe. I can breathe. I finally see where hard work, dedication, lots of prayer, staying the course. There were times where I definitely was frustrated, but I made it through. And so, yeah, that's it, you guys. I just wanted to come in and give you an update as to where we are and where I am in my debt-free journey. And so far, I have paid off a total of $3,000 and $3,001.44 of debt. And I can breathe. So until the next time, you guys, I will see you in the next video where we will be tackling February's budget. What am I going to be doing? How am I going to be breaking it down? And yeah, so I look forward to seeing you guys in that video and see you next time. And if so, you can go ahead and like and subscribe. And if be so kind, if you want to share this out as well to somebody who's in their debt-free journey. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.